Welcome to Man About Danville with Logan H. Gurman, a podcast for Danville, Kentucky and beyond. Conversations with friends, and you get to listen. Brought to you by the Logan Company, a commercial and residential real estate brokerage for Danville and Central Kentucky. 80% Danville-centric, 20% eccentric.
Good morning, Danville, Kentucky. You are listening to Man About Danville. I am the man about Danville himself, Logan H. Gurman, and you're listening to the most influential and fastest-growing podcast for Danville, Boyle County, the entire Bluegrass region, and probably the entire Commonwealth of Kentucky. Thanks so much for joining me. Whether you are out on a run, whether you're running in the Bourbon Chase, maybe you're driving a Bourbon Chase van, maybe I'm keeping you company through the night as you drive all over the state, chasing runners down and making sure they're getting where they're going. Maybe you're tailgating for the Center Homecoming game. Maybe you're on your way into town for Center Homecoming. Whatever you're doing, however you're spending your time, I appreciate you letting me spend part of your day with you. No matter what you're doing, I appreciate that you make this podcast a part of your day. If you enjoy this podcast, I hope that you would consider giving a like or a thumbs up or a review or a rating or sharing it with other people you know who might be interested in it. Wherever you listen, there should be a little share button. If you would hit that and post with the social media platform of your choosing, I'd appreciate it. Be sure to tag me so I can thank you personally. This week, I am talking with some friends at the Danville Boyle County Humane Society, where they've got a big event coming up next week, and I want you to know all about it. So here we go. I am live. I guess I'm not live, but I'm on location at the Danville Boyle County Humane Society with Kristen Schur and Carrie Koo.
Good morning, good morning.
And good morning, good morning.
Ladies, thank you all for being with me today. I want to talk about several things. We got a big event coming up on October 23rd. I want to talk about that, but I want to talk about all things at the Humane Society. I'm a big fan. Obviously, I've got two animals at the house from here, and I'm a big fan of the Humane Society and your all's mission here. Carrie, how long have you been the director here?
Gosh, it's just over a year. End of July last year. So it's been a crazy, wonderful, amazing year navigating the pandemic. But we've got a really strong group here, excellent board, volunteers, and of course working with Boyle County Animal Control, great staff there as well. So
I know the Danville Boyle County Humane Society board is awesome. If you need people to show up, nobody shows up like the Danville Boyle County Humane Society board. They're just really committed, and they're always available to invest time, talent, and treasure.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. And, you know, Kristen is a great testament to this because it's not just the board members, but it's all of us. We've got a lot of perma volunteers that are attached to the board or the shelter in some way. And Kristen is an excellent
I'm more
example.
of a Swiss Army knife. I just, whatever they kind of need to get done, and whether it be the website or special events or come exercise dogs, clean kennels, whatever.
And when I needed a Phillips screwdriver, you had one on your person.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that was the perfect example.
Exactly.
Tightening the screw on the microphone. Kristen did it for us.
That's what I'm talking about. Carrie, where did you come from? How did you get here?
I was born a small child. I moved here for personal reasons. I moved here after I sold my house. I came down here to be with my beau, William, and was very lucky to fall into a job at the Humane Society. At the time, it was adoption coordinator, and all kinds of things have intervened in the last few years, but very lucky last July, I guess it was, last June, when they were looking to hire an executive director. I happened to be looking, and this was just the perfect fit. It was a thrill to come back in this role. And
just kind of happened.
It just kind of happened, yeah.
During the pandemic, it seemed like all kind of folks were adopting animals. Has that slowed down a little bit?
You know, there's conflicting data on that. Some anecdotal stories say there's some shelters that are getting lots of returns. The actual data from nationally collected data from more than 1,200 shelters, there are not a lot of returns. Adoption rates stayed strong for a while. We have all seen them drop off a little bit. When school started, things kind of died down. And in fact, we have a few dogs that have been here with us a little bit, and I hope that we can get them out. Maybe folks will be listening and want to come meet Macy or one of these other gals we have here.
On average, or around about, how many animals adoptions do you all do in a given month?
Logan, that's a really good question because we count a lot of the animals that never come to the shelter as animals that we are helping find homes. So in the shelter, we'll get owner surrenders or we'll get stray animals. And I mean, it could be as many as 40 animals in a month. If we get We had a couple hoarding cases earlier this year. It could be as few as 20 animals, just depending upon what's happening in the community. We've also got Home to Home. You may have heard about that. It's our direct placement adoption network. It is a way to help folks find new homes for pets without them having to come to the shelter. So the folks communicate directly with potential pet owners. All these people have to do is put up a picture, a few descriptors about their pet. We promote those pets to our social media. And we've helped people adopt almost 100 kittens, cats, puppies, and dogs in the last 8 months through our home-to-home network.
And those those animals never had to come here to the facility?
No, it's a way to use our resources to prevent animals from coming to the shelter, but still serve them in some manner, get them from one home to another. So many times when folks have to give up an animal, they know in advance. They're moving. A job is changing. Something happens. So we always offer the website first, and 9 out of 10 folks are able to take advantage of home-to-home, and they get to pick where the dog goes or the cat goes, which is really unique.
There's so much that goes behind the scenes with it. Like, we've got this gorgeous facility that's here to take on those hoarding cases.
Yep.
We have the capacity to do that, and it's a stressful environment for a family that needs to relocate. And for a family that needs to relocate and they can't take their animal, we don't want to stress that dog out or that cat out, and the family can keep it in with them until we find that home. So it's just, less time spent in the shelter, just more of a proactive approach to it.
So coming up on October 23rd is the 8th annual Pints for Pets downtown at Whitaker Park. Kristen, what's going on with Pints for Pets?
So, through the pandemic, we did a hybrid approach last year, and it worked so well. We're able to spread it out and really be, mindful of the safety guidelines, just with gathering in places. So really, it's all going to culminate on the 23rd, but we're going to have events going on all week leading up. We're going to kick things off with Harvey's, with Alex and Cocktails with Alex and AY on Monday. Tuesday, we're going to be doing trivia with Mike Archer at Big City Pizza. And then Wednesday, we're going to have an event at Copper and Oaks doing a special meal that is just for Pints for Pets, and a portion of all proceeds are going to go to the Humane Society as well. And then Thursday and Friday, Thursday is going to be virtual cat dog bingo. So those folks that can't be in person can participate. Friday, we're doing Yappy Hour at Gypsy. And then Saturday, we've got bands starting at 12:30, going all the way to 7 p.m. So we've got one of our own here, our animal control officers, Elias Delbridge, who, believe it or not, he is a phenomenal banjo player, and he used to work at Dollywood and perform down there. So his band's coming out. It's going to be some wonderful classical bluegrass with his group. And then we've got B Square that'll be playing, and then the final will be Port and Starboard will be another fun band. So we're going to have a lot of different acts. It's going to be something different. I think really we're going to have beer for sale out there. We're going to have games for, we're going to have cornhole and other stuff. So it's just going to be something fun to do, and then we got all of our restaurants. You got Harvey's, you got, go get your meals to go, come out to the park, hang out. And then some folks are going to want to do their normal pub crawl that night, totally can. So it's kind of just open for those folks that want to come out with the family during the day, folks that want to do the traditional pub crawl at night, just kind of giving lots of options.
Well, that's the way I had it envisioned, was a pub crawl. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like it's a whole lot more than that this year.
Yep, it's a whole lot more. So it's kind of just evolved itself. And some folks are like, I'm out of town this weekend. There is no UK game next Saturday, so I don't want to hear any excuses about football. We purposefully picked this date because of that. But you're still going to have in strong force. Our pre-enrollment's been huge. We're expecting like a record turnout this year. People are still going to do the pub crawl. We're still going to have passports for them to get stamped if they do go to the other locations. We just don't want to force people to have to participate if they don't want to.
Is there going to be like a beer truck on the street too? Or
we're going to have a beer truck in the park. I will be pouring beer. So there will be beer for sale out in the park. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
And it kicks off in the park
12:30.
12:30. So even if you do have something going on that evening, you can still come out during the day and check stuff out.
Exactly, and you get it to go lunch. We're not going to be serving food out there, so let's support our local downtown businesses. Get it to go meal, hang out, listen to some great live music, maybe have a beer, and then for those who are going to be the tried and true, going to take it into the evening with the pub crawl as well. So. And
what's the deal with the passport? You're not doing a passport?
We are doing a passport. So all the restaurant locations downtown, if they are pub crawling, they can go get their stamps. And then if they get at least 5 of them, they'll just turn them in, and we're going to have door prizes. We've got Tito's has sponsored us with some door prizes. We've got BarkBox. If anyone has a dog, pet lover, I'm one of those people. We subscribe monthly to get squeakers and toys. We've got some other gifts and donations from the community to give out for raffle prizes, too.
All right, what restaurants can I go to get my passport stamped?
It's going to be, you're going to have Gypsy. You're going to have Harvey's. You're going to have... Bluegrass and Buttercream is going to be open during the day, so stop by there. The Hub, and then you've got
Copper and Oak.
Copper and Oak. Yep.
All right. Well, I didn't realize you were doing all this stuff during the week too. This is You've really blown this event up.
Yeah. It's we had so much positive feedback, and we were 100% virtual last year, and it went one of our most successful years. And folks were asking for that again, because even my family who's out of state, they can participate in some of the things and not have to be here physically.
All right, so is there a link to where folks can participate virtually?
Yeah, it's all the information for registration. We're still doing pre-registration sign up. Your ticket is still the T-shirt. They're super ultra soft because we're very much T-shirt snobs around here with our events. But it's going to be dbchs.org and then /Pints for Pets.
All right, and I'll drop a link to that in the show notes too.
Perfect.
So people can click on it.
I think that's everything.
Appreciate
you. That's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Carrie, let's talk about the Humane Society, and let's suppose I wasn't full up at the house on dogs. If I needed a dog or a cat, what's the process like?
Well, I'll tell you what. We have all kinds of animals that you can adopt from us.
So let's say my family was interested in a new dog or cat. Mm-hmm. What do I need to do?
Well, there are a couple different things. People usually will give us a call and just ask what we have available, at which point we share with them all the different outlets we have. We'll have animals here, we have animals in training, we have animals in foster, and we have animals in homes on our home-to-home network. So a lot of times folks come to this gorgeous facility and say, where are all your animals? Well, we have a lot of them everywhere. We learned during the pandemic that foster homes make things a lot easier for animals when they're being adopted. It is very simple to adopt an animal. I'll make it brief. We've got a brief application. The most important thing we want to do is find an animal that fits your lifestyle. So many times folks say, I had this kind of dog growing up, and I want to get that kind of dog. Well, when we really talk through their lifestyle, when they were a kid, they had all kinds of free time to play with a puppy. When you're an adult, you might not have time for a puppy. So we try to ask the kind of questions that give us an idea of what is your life really like when you walk out of this shelter. It's not just a cute dog that looks good in pictures. It's a dog that's going to fit your lifestyle. Do you want a couch potato? Maybe you should get a cat. So there's all kinds of different ways that we help people choose the right animal for them. But once again, there's a few different outlets. We've got animals here at the shelter. We've got animals on our home-to-home site. We have animals in training and also in foster homes. So give us a call. It's always great to start with a phone call, and we can get you in the right direction based upon what it is you're looking for.
I know when my family came in, my wife came and checked out the dog. Then we brought my kids in to visit with the dog, and we also brought our other dog.
Exactly.
And we had as much time as we wanted out in your front yard to let those dogs, get used to one another, check each other out, and determine if our current dog could handle having another dog, any dog, or that dog in particular in our house. And, they had enough time to get used to each other, and the whole family felt comfortable about bringing another dog into the house.
Good. And I was going to ask you, so what did you think of that experience?
Oh, it was wonderful. And there was no pressure, and we had as much, dogs don't immediately take to one another, especially our little dog. He was going to take some time to warm up.
Sure.
And they had that time, and we were able to see that it was going to be a good fit, and it turns out that it really has been a good fit. It's taken the original dog down. He was a little uppity, frankly.
Was he?
Yeah. No, they get along great, and they play with each other. And the dog Duke is great with the kids, and he was exactly what we were looking for, and we were able to determine that before we brought a dog into the house.
Yeah,
so that was
that's
wonderful.
Perfect. That's good.
All right, talk about your animals in training program a little bit.
Well, we've got Mutts with Manners. So Sherry Carbone is a dog trainer in town. In fact, until COVID hit, she would do once a month training with our new adopters. We used to do that at Stuart Powell, and hopefully we'll pick that up again at some point. But right now, Sherry heads up our Mutts with Manners program. It's centered at North Point Prison. We've got some inmates that have been trained by Sherry to handle our shelter dogs. So right now we have 5 slots there. Right now we've got 4 dogs who are in training looking for homes, and one slot left that a deserving shelter dog who may not be getting the attention they need here. And by attention, I don't mean attention from staff, but I mean, people walk in and they just overlook them. Maybe it's a behavior, maybe they're anxious and jumpy, maybe they bark a lot. So those are the kinds of dogs that get an opportunity to go to Mutts with Manners, where they get one-on-one handling all day long. They get crate trained, basic behavior training. It's about a 6 to 8 week program, depending upon the dog. But we're very, very lucky to have that. I think last year we got 25 dogs through the program, a little lower than normal because of COVID. We can't get in and out of the prison. Our volunteers are having to do a lot of this stuff remotely through Zoom, amazingly. They're doing this training. But it's a great program.
It's a great program, not just for the dogs, but for the inmates as well.
Absolutely.
It gives them some purpose.
Absolutely. All around wonderful. We're very, very proud of that, and our volunteers do a great job.
And then when those dogs go into a home, they already have a basic understanding of behavior.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So is the Humane Society changing direction from what we've traditionally thought of the Humane Society?
Yes, absolutely. Along with, this is a national movement. It's not something we just decided to do in Danville. And COVID was something that really helped accelerate some of these programs. I'm talking a lot about the pandemic, but I think we would all agree that our lives have changed drastically. Some folks may never go back into an office to work. And that has changed how we treat animals. And it obviously changed, last March when things were getting shut down. Last March, there was a possibility that we were not going to be able to come in here and take care of animals. So that meant we had to get them into homes where somebody was going to be all the time. We found out through fostering, we found out through people adopting quickly and hanging on to these animals that it was working better for everyone. So we have tried to change our focus from making the shelter be a place that you think of first. Let's think of the shelter, the physical shelter, as a last resort. We're trying to use our resources, and this is a huge, beautiful building. So we're trying to find ways to repurpose what we've got and our resources to help people keep animals out of the shelter to begin with. So that means focusing on spay and neutering. Happy Paws is a huge part of that. Our clinic, they've done probably, at this point, 17,000 surgeries, low-cost spay and neuter surgeries for folks in this community in the last 13 years.
So they've been running their operation out on Stewart's Lane for 13 years.
Since 2007. So yeah, they have been, they're really a huge piece of the puzzle in helping lower shelter intake by helping folks before their animals have litters, get them fixed. And this is income-based. So if it's something, we will help you get those animals fixed. The folks at Happy Paws do unbelievable work every Thursday. So again, we recently went through a strategic plan to try and look at how our programs really serve the community. And we're trying to prevent people from losing their pets in the first place. ASPA study a few years ago said that 80% of folks who give up an animal are doing it because of a short-term lack of resources. So if we can help folks bridge the gap by providing pet food through our pet food pantry, or we just did a low-cost microchipping clinic. We're looking to implement some low-cost vaccination clinics as well. All the things we can do to support pet owners, keep their animals healthy, engage the community. Those are basically the three folks that are listening. I'm holding up 4 fingers while saying the word 3. I think you should know that. Anyway, 3. The 3 main things we're trying to do. People like details, so go to the website dbchs.org. Strat plan, you can just click on the strategic plan there and download it and read it to your heart's content.
Okay. And also, while at the website, you can peruse dogs and cats that are available.
Absolutely.
That's where we got started.
Yep.
We saw our latest pet. He was I think he was on your Facebook feed, actually.
Smiley was a big hit. He's Duke now, right? Isn't that what? Yes. But Smiley was a pretty popular guy.
Well, he's a pretty popular guy at the house.
Excellent.
He's really handsome. He fits in well with the whole family's handsome. He fits in really well.
I love it.
So we could check out available animals. And, I didn't realize that so many surrenders were based on short-term circumstances, and I guess with COVID and everybody getting laid off and shut down,
exactly.
That must have been a terrible hardship for a lot of families. And if we can keep those dogs in their original homes to begin with, that saves everybody.
Logan, that's exactly right. And then the same thing with cats. Outdoor cats. We used to bring them in here indiscriminately. We were under the impression that every cat out there needed our help. Well, they do need our help. They need to be fixed, they need to be vaccinated, and they need to be living somewhere that they have resources. And most healthy outdoor cats you see have more than one owner. I don't know if you've ever been owned by a cat. But indoor-outdoor cats are known to roam. They've got their little path they go, hit up this house for breakfast, hit up that one for dinner, sleep in another one. So we have stopped bringing in cats that appear to be healthy. Instead, we offer free spay-neuter surgery, ear tipping, vaccinations to the folks that are caring for them. Because a lot of them don't have the one owner that you can say this is their owner.
Right.
So we want to make sure we're returning them back to their neighborhood where they live. So again, it's all about let's help the people keep their pets healthy and in their home and use this physical space as a last resort for the hoarding cases, for the injured, truly abandoned. And we always have animals here. I mean, there will never be a time when we don't have animals in this building. But at some point, we'd like to also continue, like I said, offer the vaccination clinics. We might start doing a play group with adopted animals. I don't know. I mean, it might be fun for Smiley to come back, Smiley Duke, and visit with other recently adopted animals. So keep an eye out, because we are looking at ways to take this building that our community helped us build and use it differently as opposed to just a holding place for animals.
Right. But you all still have animals here at the facility.
Absolutely. We will always have animals. You know, the shelter being a last resort, there's always animals that need a last resort. And we've got a gorgeous facility, and we want to use it to serve our community. So we are looking at lots of different ways to utilize it besides just housing homeless animals.
And not only is it attractive, but it's designed for the welfare of the animals that wind up here.
Absolutely. It's spacious. You know, we have capacity for care. So, these animals are not crowded on one another. They're getting enrichment. They have lots of space to move around, so it's good.
All right, so Pints for Pets is coming up. The big event is Saturday, October 23rd. You're doing things all in the week leading up to it. Is there anything else on the calendar for the Humane Society?
Yep, absolutely. Pints for Pets kicks off next Monday, the 18th, and it culminates on the 23rd with the big event at the park. And then the next Friday, we are at Suds and Screams. It's Car Express Wash. We did it last year and had a blast. Everybody's dressed up. It's a scary, haunted car wash. So candy, all kinds of stuff. It's fun. So we'll be there from 7 to 10 the following Friday, the 29th.
So you'll have volunteers dressed up in costume helping you wash your car.
Yes, and if you would like to join us, you are welcome.
All right, let's pretend I was going to dress up in a costume and participate. How would I go? How would I go about doing that?
Well, you know what? Just give me a call or shoot me an email. Our phone number is 859-238-1117, or you can email me at karikuh@dbchs.org.
Okay, and I'll put a link to your email and I'll put a link to your email and phone number in the show notes too, so people can just click.
Perfect.
All right, Carrie. What else? Anything else going on?
I mean, there's always something going on, isn't there? Isn't there always something going on? There's a ton going on. I'm just really grateful. You know, I'm getting ready to write an article for Boyle County Neighbors for the November issue, and it's about gratitude because, you know, we just finished our fiscal year at the end of June, just put out our annual report, and last year we were able to do a lot of really amazing things because of the community. We made a positive impact on more than 1,500 animals' lives through spay and neuter surgery, through adoptions, through vaccinations, through microchipping. So I'm just really grateful. We have a great community, great board, amazing volunteers, sponsors, Man About Danville podcast hosts. I mean, we got it pretty good here.
Well,
so thank you.
Well, thank you for all the services you provide the community. Thank you for finding a couple of wonderful family members for us. I appreciate that personally. Speaking of gratitude.
Yay.
So, Carrie Koo, Kristen Scher, thank you all for being with me today.
Logan, appreciate it. Have a good one.
Enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Logan. Appreciate your time.
But wait, there's more. You know what it's time for. What's up, Danville? A lot of stuff going on in Danville, Boyle County, and the surrounding area this weekend, this coming up in the near future. The last farmers market of the season will be this Saturday, the 16th, and they are encouraging you to bring your dog, whether it's a shelter dog or not. They're encouraging you to bring your dog, and you can even dress them up in your animal's favorite Halloween costume. I'm sure your dog will love that. It is Center Homecoming this weekend, so welcome back all the alumni that are coming back in town. We hope you all have a great time at the game and all the other festivities. If you know of a good homecoming party, you can probably hit me up at ManAboutDanville@gmail.com and give me an invitation. I'll be happy to make a celebrity appearance at any alumni functions where you might need some local character. If you're in town for Center Homecoming, I'm sure you're going to check out the football game. They're playing Birmingham Southern at 1. But be sure to check out some other stuff while you're in town. The women's soccer team plays Friday night at 6 o'clock against my alma mater, the Mighty Rhodes Lynx. There's a men's soccer game this weekend, too. And don't forget to check out women's field hockey game. My friend, the assistant field hockey coach, Liv Shags, informs me they, too, will be playing the Rhodes Lynx Saturday at noon, so check them out before the football game. Boyle County Rebels play Anderson County away this weekend, but the Ads are at home, and it's the Danville Admiral Hall of Fame induction on Friday night. So if you're a fan of the Ads, or you went there, or you're an alumnus of the program, you may want to check that out. The other big thing this weekend going on in and around our town is the Bourbon Chase will be happening. That starts Friday morning, I believe, in Bardstown, and it'll be going for 36 hours or so, running, hitting a bunch of different distilleries. Teams of runners will be running literally all day, all night. They'll be running in the middle of the night out on the roads. So they'll be coming through Perryville, they'll be coming through Danville, making stops, buses with drivers that may not know where they're going. Lots of runners on the road. Just be careful. I've got friends out there running this year. I've had lots of friends run it in the past. It's a really cool event, but please be mindful and keep an eye out for these guys as they're making their way through the countryside. Also, if you're trying to eat downtown Friday night, be prepared. They're closing down Main Street, and you may not get the great service that you're used to from our downtown restaurants. Just have a little patience if you're going to be downtown. One other item coming up on Saturday, October the 30th, is Monster Dash. The Monster Dash 5K, sponsored by the Boyle County Swim and Dive Team. It's a big fundraiser for them. That's going to be out at Millennium Park early, probably about 8 o'clock in the morning. On October 30, you are encouraged to participate in your costume. So I haven't figured out exactly what my costume is going to be for that one yet. But anyway, put that 5K on your schedule. Thanks to Kristen and Carrie for joining me this week. I appreciate them sitting down to talk with me. I'll try to get links up to everything we talked about there and in What's Up Danville in the show notes. Do you want to get in touch to talk about either the show or real estate? Do you have an item for What's Up Danville? You can email me, manaboutdanville@gmail.com. You can find me on the website, manaboutdanville.com. I'm on Instagram, @ManAboutDanville. My Twitter handle is @ManDanville. And there's a Facebook page, Man About Danville. You can find this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Google Podcasts, and now even on YouTube. If you have a moment, hit the subscribe button, give me a like wherever you listen. I really appreciate those who have taken the time to give me a rating or write a review. Those are always welcome. That's all I've got. Until next time, be well, have a good weekend, and thanks for listening.
That's it. We're out. Thanks so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Subscribe to Man About Danville wherever you access your favorite podcasts, and be sure to tell your friends about us. You've been listening to Man About Danville with Logan H. Gurman, brought to you by the Logan Company, a commercial and residential real estate brokerage for Danville and Central Kentucky. Know someone who would be a good guest? Want to be a guest yourself? Have an idea for the show? Get in touch with us. Find all our contact information on the web at ManAboutDanville.com. Thanks for joining us.